Well,
I'm
neither
having a
does
bad
Bill.
hair day, Jack.
How's that, Bill?
I'm having a bad hair day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what little I have. I was just wondering, is the size of the pyramid indicative of its strength?
Yes.
Hey, Jack, while you're waiting for us to get started, if you can look at an app on your phone for some generator frequencies and download it, that would probably be good for you.
Frequency generator
Yep.
is the name.
Frequency generator.
Yep.
Yeah.
I always say things backwards.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're live. So good afternoon to all of you. This is Pyramid Quest for Monday, March 2nd, 2020. I'm here today with Lisa, Laurie, and Bill. And Jack is also on with us live. For those of you who would like to join us live, just tune in via Zoom with the link that we've provided on the ad for this. But today we have a really interesting and I think a pretty profound session that we're going to be doing. After last week's show, Laurie and I happened to be talking on Tuesday of last week, and she just happened to say that she was interested in working with sound. And I tried a couple of things, and we realized that this was going to be an important topic. So Laurie, Bill, and I were able on Thursday of last week to actually do some testing to demonstrate what is really just a phenomenal increase in the energy field that comes about from using frequencies as an amplifier inside of the pyramid. So we have done tests that we're going to talk about the results of here in a few minutes. But because Lisa was not able to join us on Thursday, she's actually going to be the guinea pig, because one of the really amazing things that we have determined is that for some reason, using these frequency generators in conjunction with the pyramid seems to have a tremendously powerful effect for maintaining your energy fields at a much higher level after you leave the pyramid. And in one case, in my case, we found that my energy was actually increasing after the time that I got out of the pyramid. So all very, very fascinating results that we're going to demonstrate this afternoon with Lisa as our guinea pig. And so stay tuned while we do that. I'm going to share my screen to go over a few things before we get started. I wanted to, I've got a few announcements about a couple of things. Next week is going to be a really exciting show as well. Craig Morin, who is the owner of Precision Pyramids, is going to be our guest next week. Craig has just written 2 new books that are now out on Amazon. You can also get them on his website, and we'll be talking about this. But he's the owner of Precision Pyramids, which builds wooden pyramids. Craig and I got in touch late last year. He was interested in adding, and has done so, the 76.345 degree geometry for the Russian pyramid into his portfolio of blueprints. And he has now just published, if you look at the book on the right, a brand new book, Pyramid Blueprints for the Deluxe Giza, Equilateral, Nubian, and Russian Meditation Pyramids. So I get calls all the time asking me, how do I make these out of wood, and so forth. So for those of you who are looking to build a more substantial pyramid other than with PVC pipe, you're going to want to be in touch and watch this next week. Craig's going to be available to discuss his book, his blueprints, his company, and also answer questions that you might have about building your own Russian pyramid. And then interestingly enough, he also has recently published the book on the left. As you all know, we had Linda Salazar on a couple of weeks ago to show us her version of how to do this. But as it turns out, Craig has just published a book as well, How to Make Cardboard and Plywood Pyramids in the Giza Equilateral, Nubian, and Russian dimensions. So all of that is coming next Monday, March 9th. Tell your friends who are interested in building pyramids, particularly wooden pyramids, to tune in. I also wanted to go over some of the continuing research that we have, that I've received in the last week from our anonymous researcher in Canada. And so I thought I'd just read you this very quickly and show you he's expanded results even more since we last spoke. He says, last Monday's show you did was excellent. The Russians have done amazing work with the structure. Going down, he said, so far I have given away 6 16-inch tall units and have another 6 ready to assemble when needed. I estimated the field of these 16-inch units to extend out to approximately a 1,500-foot radius. I've asked folks to make notes on what they see happen in their gardens, etc. And he's told them about the Pyramid Science Foundation as well. As far as the big pyramid goes, I placed a 31-inch 5 pyramid inside it facing magnetic north, sitting on a 12-inch cardboard box. 2 observations. The range has now increased out to 13 miles from 9.5 miles before, a 35% gain. I think that's wondering if the 31-inch pyramid as a standalone would produce a 3.5-mile radius field. I'd say yes, but not 100% sure. I might ask Bill and Lori to chime in on that, whether that.
I believe it would. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The formations at this long distance of 13 miles do not have much detail except for the food dye core and a tuft of whiskers on top. But at 13 miles, there was liquid water in the core despite the temperature going down to minus 20 degrees Celsius. And secondly, the ice formations that were within a few hundred feet of the big 8-foot pyramid were done primarily to see what the effect would be on the ice formation itself. It was more complex than those I first sent you. The formation had the usual core with the food dye drawn to the center. There were feather-like formations running from the core to the outer edge. They reminded me of the frost-like formations that you see on windows. There were also whiskers that were very fine and very dense. My camera would not have been able to catch the details on this one. I may try again before we run out of cold weather. I speculate that the more complex nature of this ice formulation indicated a higher frequency, or perhaps this is the result of 2 portals being opened up in close proximity to each other. I may get time to put a third 5 pyramid inside the second one. So anyway, now we see that we've got this out now to 13 miles from 9 by the addition of a 31-inch pyramid inside the 8-foot pyramid that he had previously built. So more fascinating, more fascinating research. Now this is the last 2 slides here very quickly relate back to our discussion last week on the coronavirus. I'm just throwing this out because I saw it. You can take this information and use it however, or not use it however you wish. But here was a list that I saw this last weekend of pandemics that we've all experienced over the last 16 years. And interestingly enough, they were all on even numbered years in an election year. So I'll just leave that and let you make your own decisions. But I do want to talk to you further information about the coronavirus itself very quickly. This was a graph that was on Zero Hedge last Friday. It is a summary of the information that came from the Chinese Center for Disease Control regarding mortality and the coronavirus. So the one on the left talks about the mortality rate by age. And as you can see, if you're young, you have very little to worry about if you're healthy with respect to the coronavirus. Where it starts to pick up is people in my age group and a little bit younger, a little bit older, those with the impaired immune function in general. And for those of you who didn't see the show last week, what we did demonstrate through the research was that the Russian pyramid in experiments with mice was able to regenerate tissue in the thymus gland, which is located in the part around your lungs in the middle of your chest, and that gland is extremely important in continuing immune function, and it's the deterioration of that thymus gland that seems to cause the diminution of the immune function in the elderly. And obviously also figure 3 here, we see that when there are no conditions present, other comorbidity conditions, that in general there's a very low rate of mortality, but that rate does go up with other types of diseases that may be pre-existing and are causing, again, a diminution in the immune function of the individual. So once again, this just tends to lend credence to the fact that those with impaired immune function, which could be helped, and the research demonstrates it by using a Russian pyramid, are probably going to be better suited to fend off the coronavirus going forward. Now, as I said, we're going to be testing Lisa today with frequencies. And so I wanted to give all of you, we are not going to spend a lot of time on this today, but we're going to be focusing primarily on the Solfeggio frequencies. And these frequencies make up an ancient 6-tone scale that was used in ancient sacred music. Each tone is comprised of a frequency required to balance your energy and keep your body, mind, and spirit in perfect harmony. Now, when we started doing research last week, I'm going to turn this over because I think Lori and Bill, both were testing this. But Lori, if you'll take over and just discuss kind of what kind of got you thinking about, looking at tones to begin with, and also give people a summary of what we're going to be doing today.
Well, like you said, you and I were just trying to determine what should we talk about the following Monday. And what I find so fascinating is Linda, when she did her paper pyramids, what that multiplied the energy of the pyramid and in different ways of healing a person within the pyramid. And then for whatever reason, I was thinking also, if we did bodies of water like that, and then somehow sound came up, what I think is extraordinary is how we started testing these sounds. And we're about to do it with Lisa. So I'm so excited about this because, initially we would put it in front of our chest with the actual tone and nothing would happen to our energy in the pyramid. And then as we would put it below us, the frequency would slowly start doing something to the energy of the body and then increase the frequency of the body. So we'll see that in a minute, and we'll test it with Lisa. We wouldn't allow her to do it during the first hour before our show. And so we had to hold her off because we want you, the audience, to see how this works and how significant the tool of the pyramid is. And what's even greater, we're going to find out, Lisa has, and Lisa, you can explain a little bit about what you have within your pyramid that's a little bit different than mine Bill's and Charlie's.
Yeah, so inside of the pipes of my pyramid, all the pipes is actually the bionized quartz sand. So bionized quartz sand is actually the 97% quartz sand that I put through a process of freezing and boiling several times, which was, it creates like a pumping action and draws more of the life force energy to it. And it holds on to that life force energy indefinitely. So it's a very high energy frequency. So my pyramid with all that bionized quartz sand in the poles is pretty jacked up with energy. And then I have my capstone, my custom capstone on top of it as well. So.
And so this is exciting for us because we're about to learn what kind of effect that might have when we start changing her frequencies within her energy. And we're going to start in her root chakra and go up. And we're just going to test, Bill and I are going to test her energy as she goes along, and we'll see what she is inside the pyramid and outside the pyramid. So I'm pretty excited about this.
Before you start, I will tell everybody the numbers that we're getting are so high that Bill has had to like improvise a brand new chart because we are literally, Lori was literally off the charts last week when we were doing this. So, you know, that's how powerful this is turning out to be. So how do you guys want to start? Do you want to test Lisa outside of the pyramid as a base case? I'll be happy to take notes here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Do you need video of me outside or just step outside?
Yeah, just step outside.
Okay.
So are you guys testing Lisa or the pyramid? You're testing Lisa, right?
Lisa, right now, I'm just feeling a 10K and we'll see what Bill feels. And I believe Bill's energy was off the chart last week as well.
It was, yeah.
Oh, Bill, you're muted. I don't know if you know that.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm still getting 30K, and I'm asking for her soul power.
Oh, well, let me do that as she's out as well. I get the same thing. So you're right on the money. Although, Lisa, as you're doing that, do you have anything going on with the left side of your neck? Little tension there?
Oh, yes, always.
Okay.
I need to go to the chiropractor.
Well, let's see what happens here. You'll be surprised. Okay. You will be really surprised. So go ahead and step in inside your pyramid and we'll test you just inside there.
Okay. Yeah, I get a lot of headaches too.
Okay, so you're in your pyramid.
I'm getting a higher number now, Bill, so.
Yeah, I'm getting like 100K now.
Yeah, so okay. All right, so what a difference that makes. If you checked one of us before we did any of this, it was way lower. So, but this is still a great testing that we're about to do. So let's start with the first note that you have there, Charlie, which is a 396 hertz liberating.
Yeah, liberating guilt and fear.
Yes, okay.
So,
now, do you want me to get that on mine?
Yep.
Yes.
My sound generator and put it under my seat?
Well, why don't we start by having you hold it, Lisa?
Yeah, just hold it in front of you just for a second.
To show.
We're doing 396?
396, yeah. And you'll see why we want you to hold it first, because it's just going to be an amazing difference. Do you have it on?
Not yet.
Okay.
This thing has a scroll on it for some reason.
It does, and it's really, yes.
It's touchy.
Very, very touchy.
Okay. So you want me to play it in front of me right now?
Right.
Yep, yep.
Can you hear it?
Yes. Now, do you feel anything as you're holding it right in front of you?
I feel kind of a wave of energy just going in my my eyesight view.
So right there and maybe in your chest because it's right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you
And
holding
just hold it.
Is she holding it outside the pyramid?
No,
It's kind of it's right in between the poles of the pyramid, but it's kind of
Bring it closer in towards your body.
okay.
Oh, now we can hear it. Yeah. There we go.
we're going to discuss that later in the session if we have time, the positioning
I'm
of the holding.
I'm still getting the same thing we tested when she sat in there. Bill,
Yeah.
are you getting the same? Okay.
24.
Now
getting-
put it below you.
You getting 100,000 with her holding it?
No, 24.
Okay, now put it under the seat.
Under your seat.
Okay.
And just see what you feel when this goes on. I'm always the feeling person. I'm going to make you feel.
$500K.
She keeps going up, Bill.
It feels
Okay.
like it's pushing, kind of an emotional push up through my body, through the top of my head.
Okay,
That's
so
what
this
I'm
is
feeling.
mainly your root chakra. So we're going to focus on that. We're just going to let it hold right there until I can feel that your root chakra is okay. Okay. And you'll feel some loosening up on that lower left side of your back. And Bill, are you still getting numbers?
Yeah, it went up to 5 mil.
Yeah, that's where I was earlier. So is it still going? This is the
No, it's
interesting thing. Even when it stops, it still keeps going. And
okay. No, it's going.
And she's plateaued, I think. She's still at 5 mil.
okay, now let's go to the next frequency, Charlie.
Okay, what did you get finally, Bill, for this frequency?
5 mil.
5 million. Okay. Okay, the next
So
frequency. The next
It's
frequency,
417.
417. Undoing situations and facilitating change.
I think for me, as a psychic, it's very interesting to feel each one of these chakras each time you do this, and you feel it right isolating that area initially. And then once that area is healed, it seems to go all throughout the body.
It's very touchy. Why don't they let you type
You know,
it in?
isn't it too bad you can't just type it in? Because it would be easier to
Yeah.
do that.
I know, I should have downloaded a different one.
Well, there is one of these generators that has them preset, but it may not be on an iPhone, I noticed. If you guys
Okay.
have iPhones.
And again, just do it in front of you. We're going to test you really quickly. So we
Okay.
feel like
I'm just going to use the one on my phone, so you're not going to see me.
oh, that's okay.
If that works.
Just
But that one has a
explain to
typing
us
one.
what you're, yeah, just explain to us what you're doing at the time.
Okay.
Are you there, Lisa?
Yeah, hold on one sec. I'm finding it real quick.
Okay.
Okay. This one you can type it in. So.
Now,
Four
Bill,
seven
check my
three.
energy. I'm still at 2,500 hertz. That keeps going on.
Want me to check you?
Yeah, I still have it in my ears. It's going the entire time.
Yeah, you're at, yeah, you're at 30 digits still.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what I have is my AirPods on, and we hadn't checked this the other day. We had just done the phone in front of us, below us, and above us. And we noticed when we did it above us, it really wasn't a good thing at all. So, but we had yet to check inside the ear. So right now I have 25,000 hertz going in my ear as we're doing this show. And so he just registered that number. That was pretty good. Are you ready, Lisa?
Yes. So we're doing
Okay.
417, holding it in front of me by my chest.
Okay.
You doing that now? I get still 24K.
Okay, so that kind of drops her energy, right? Because even when she didn't have the frequency at all, her energy was more than that.
Yes.
It was 100K. That's very fascinating in itself. And so then let's try it below you. And again,
Okay.
feel the feeling of where it's going to be initially. Because I can already feel the area it's working.
Ooh, that's hitting my lower back.
And I can feel your
It's
belly.
kind of, yeah, that's what my solar, kind of like swirling between my lower back and my solar plexus area.
So I
not
did
as
this.
high as the solar, kind of like just hitting the top.
I did this with a girl yesterday that was diagnosed with type B influenza. And she was not feeling good. Her hands were clammy. You could tell she had a slight fever. Diagnosed with type B influenza. And she was not feeling good. Her hands were clammy. You could tell she had a slight fever. Diagnosed with type B. We have some feedback there. And she was not feeling good. Her hands.
Thought I was stuck in a time loop for a minute.
So anyhow, when we did these tones for her, and especially the sacral chakra, it cleaned out something. It like eradicated whatever bug was in her belly, and she felt great. So that was fascinating to me.
How long did that take?
Yesterday, maybe 10 minutes, if that.
Wow.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all. And so Lisa, you're still feeling it, but it probably expanded more around your body. And Bill, what are your numbers?
Well, she's now up to 100 mil.
Wow. Okay.
And Lisa, what are you feeling?
You can definitely feel I can feel the flush of energy. I have the chills all through my body, and my hands are very tingly right now.
The chills, like you're connected to the divine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
And
let's
just like
go to the next one,
you
Charlie.
can definitely feel a
All
release
right.
of energy.
What's that, Lisa?
You can definitely feel a release of energy.
Yeah.
Like a release of negative energy. Like
Yeah.
you can feel it building up your energy.
Okay, the next one we're testing
528?
is 528 hertz. Transformation and miracles. DNA repair.
Okay, I'm holding it in front of me.
Okay.
Same thing, same number. Yeah,
25?
24K.
Yeah, okay.
So Lori, why do you think her energy goes down when she's holding it in front of her?
I think it has to do.
Maybe it's canceling.
It actually has to do something with her breathing, is what I'm being told. Like the frequency is doing something with her breath. and not in a positive way.
I feel like it's like when you're driving a vehicle, like a motorcycle, for instance, and you're getting blasted with that wind. It kind of makes you hold your breath. You know what I mean? It kind of feels like
Right.
that. Yeah.
So are you actually pointing the phone into your chest?
Yes, I'm holding it right in front of me.
Maybe point it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Now you're up to 50K.
Yeah.
That does change the energy for
Yeah, you
sure.
definitely feel a difference.
Now,
Under
we
the
can't
seat
see
again.
you. Are you pointing the microphone in your phone towards your chest or away from your chest?
You know, I'm plugged into the yeah, my earbuds are plugged in
Oh, you got
to
earbuds.
the
Okay.
phone, so they're right directly in my ears.
Oh,
there's
okay.
no-
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can't see. Yeah.
Okay,
All
we
right,
do
you
have
want-
a
Put it
few.
under my seat now.
Yeah.
Yes, please. We do
Okay.
have a few comments. Hi, Lady Di. Michael Phillips, the first one on the right looks like his. So he was talking about the wooden pyramid, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
And then
yes. Uh-huh.
Chef Mags, I can make one of these. He's kind of surprised he can make one. And
Yep.
then Michael Phillips feels like it is the Fibonacci spiral. And then Marsa Millar, last month I was in the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid, the F flat. I bought a sounding board of F flat and parlayed it in the Stargate Pyramid. Great energy flow. So that's awesome. Way to
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Okay, so testing you now, you can feel that midsection right there, and it's really working on it, and you can tell it's going to your lower back and tailbone, working on that area, and you can even feel it coming up through the throat, working on that area as well.
Yeah, I had it just as soon as I put it under my seat, I felt a slight headache as well, just like a very brief pain in the top of my head.
So again, the solar plexus is where we connect with humans, one another, believe it or not. And like when I get my most psychic information, I connect through the solar plexus. So sometimes this could be a real clogged up area, or something is trying to clog it up. For your instance, I'm saying, Lisa, because you work in this industry. And having so much light, there's always something trying to hide the dark or like get rid of the dark. We talked about this before the show. You had a spiritual power of evil that was familiar with you. And this sometimes can feel like someone hit you and knocked the wind out of you. So this is really doing a lot of work right now. I mean, I can really feel a lot of clearing. And I don't think it's just this lifetime. I think it's many past lifetimes it's working on this one.
Dr. Source says my badge number at work is 396. Ha ha.
I definitely feel a lot calmer now. Where when we first started, I was pretty antsy.
Oh,
while
Lisa,
everything was
just
being released.
just wait. We're not even to the good stuff yet.
Yeah. Well, Bill, are you getting a number for her energy at 528?
Yeah, I got one bill.
1 billion.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's go to the next.
All right, next one, 639.
639.
Connecting in relationships.
639.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dr. Source, is that your doctor, Charlie?
I don't know. This is someone off off of
Oh,
YouTube.
okay, okay.
It's a commenter.
I thought maybe it was your significant other.
Oh, no, no, no. She's at work. So what
I
are
feel
you
this a
guys
lot
getting?
in my solar plexus, mostly in my back area though, between my shoulder blades and up through
Did you
the top of
did
my
you
head.
already put it below? Where are you?
No, I'm just holding it
In front of you.
facing
Okay.
the top of my
Okay.
pyramid.
Yeah, I get a 500K here. Bill, what are you getting?
Getting like 250.
All right. So it is interesting how we switch it and turn it around. That's fascinating. Good thinking, Bill. All right, let's put it below you. So this should be doing more of the throat chakra, right?
I would think.
Yeah. I do feel a little bit stuck in my throat there.
You have it on the ground now?
Yes, it's under the seat.
Okay. Are you feeling
anytime
anything,
we start a
Lisa?
new frequency,
I feel
anytime we
something.
start a new frequency, I feel a little antsy at first, and then you get calmer the longer that it plays.
This is what's
But
weird.
there's
I
definitely
feel
something
like
that's it's not wanting to release very easily, but it's still working on it in my throat.
I feel here a male that is brokenhearted. So it's very interesting. Even though it's supposed to be doing here, I feel something here. And I feel like it's someone you know of that's brokenhearted. So,
In the living?
oh yeah. Mhm.
Is it time for her
Seeing
to put it on the floor?
that calmed down. I thought you had it on the floor, Lisa.
It is on the floor. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on the floor.
Okay.
I think we can go on to the next one.
Did we get an energy measurement on the floor for 639?
Got 10 billion.
10 billion. Okay. 741, expression and solutions.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh no. I had like 6,000 and something in. That's what that high pitched one was.
Oh, I see.
Okay, this is 741. I'm holding it in front of me, pointing towards the top of the pyramid.
Again, I get 500K.
I'm getting 500K now.
Okay.
I feel this in my stomach area again, though, like right in my side.
All right. And this is called expression of solutions.
Expressions/solutions. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, that would make sense. Maybe stomaching your choices.
I feel a lot of pressure in the very back of my head, though, as well.
Let us know when it's underneath.
It is
Under the seat
underneath,
now?
isn't it? Oh, yeah.
Nope, I'm not yet. Now it is.
Okay. Ooh, that's doing something to your right side of your neck. That's weird.
I instantly got chills. Yeah, I just keep getting floods of this chilling energy through me. Not like scary, you know, just waves of, no.
I don't know.
This
This
gives me the
feels like
chills.
a lot of previous life stuff to me right now. Bill, what's our level?
100 Bill.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's go to returning to spiritual order.
852.
Okay, I'm holding it in front of me.
I get 500K again. Again, it's doing something around the chest area. I'm sorry,
And
Bill,
I
what'd
feel
you
a lot
say?
of pressure in my ears
Yeah,
too.
I got the same.
Okay. All right, let's do it below your chair.
Okay. Under the chair. It's actually making my eyes blink very fast. Like,
Working on your psychic vision. That's what your left side of your neck tension is about.
oh yeah. Yeah. My neck's still, I still have a pain over there, but it feels a lot looser. Just that short time in here already with the frequencies.
All right, Charlie, I can't recall, but we went on to other ones and we did some other things after this. And I would like her to do those as well. So is
Well,
that when
yeah,
we went to the 10,000 hertz?
we went to 10,000 hertz and then to 20,000 hertz just for
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
So
What was the
do
measurement, Bill, that you got for 852?
1 quadrillion.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Oh, yay.
All
All right,
right.
Lisa, when you get to 10,000 hertz,
okay.
and then put it in
Ready?
front of you. Yep.
Now, we should point out that there's no magic to 10,000 or the 20,000. Probably what we should do at some point is to figure out the closest harmonics to some of these specific frequencies at those higher levels, but it's going to show you how much more powerful the energy field becomes with higher frequency.
I get a 10 mil here, Bill. What are you getting? And she's just in front.
$5 mil, $7 mil.
Okay. Okay.
All right, we'll
All
call
right.
it 7 mil for fun.
Okay, so let's
Hertz
put
in
it
front of
below
my
you.
brain. Okay.
We're going to put it below you, and then I'm going to ask you to align and acclimate to your transformation. And see how calm you become.
That's weird. I could hear the frequency at first, and it's annoying, and it kind of hurt the front part of my head. But as soon as I calmed myself, it like totally, you can't hear it anymore. It like goes away, and it feels like that you're like sitting in a void, like with no sound at all. It's weird.
Not weird at all. The next one we're about to do, I kept seeing portals going, oh, am I supposed to see these?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bill,
Okay.
did you get an energy reading for her at the 10,000 hertz?
Yes, now I can only talk in terms of the number of digits.
Okay,
So 21 digits.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right,
21
let's get
digits. Okay.
20,000 if we can, Lisa.
Okay.
All right.
And you're holding that right now?
In front.
Yeah, it's so high we can't hear it, apparently.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear a little, very, very slight bit of
It's
it,
real
but it's not as
tough.
high as it
Of course, my
I
Well,
still
I-
get you're at a 30 mil. So let's see what Bill gets here.
Yeah, it's 20, 25, something like that.
Perfect. All right. Let's put it below you.
Okay.
Then
I'm
you're
getting
gonna
zaps in
ask
the right front part of my brain again.
you're gonna ask to align and acclimate to your atonement. Now, do you feel that in the core of you?
Yeah, I instantly saw an upside down Russian pyramid, like I was inside of it, but I was upside down. The pyramid was upside down.
I don't know. Again, I feel like that's a previous life flash. I get you're probably
I
about
feel
25
a lot of,
digits.
not a lot of pressure, but slight pressure in my left ear and in my heart area, but in the back, more towards the back, like between my shoulder blades.
Okay.
so you got it on the floor now, Lisa?
Yes, it's under the seat.
Okay. Bill, what are you getting in terms of number of digits?
Now it's 30.
30? Okay.
Let's just keep her here for a moment. And then I don't know if you want to try 25,000 like I've been doing, Lisa. That's up to you.
Okay. I felt a little pressure just release in my neck area. And it was funny because I can hear the sound very, very slightly, and it's up as high as it goes.
Yeah.
But right before that released in my neck, the sound totally disappeared again. And then as soon as that pressure was released in my neck, I could hear the sound.
Now, I've heard people say a lot of times that you can heal yourself through sound. I no doubt you can, and but people think, well, so I can still smoke cigarettes, I can still eat fried foods, I say it's easier if you're already eating healthy foods to then allow the frequency to heal you even easier and better. So I've often heard people say that, oh, I can eat anything, I can do anything, and I can just heal myself through sounds and frequencies.
Okay, what are you guys getting for a base while she's holding it at 25?
She went up to like 33.
5 digits, yeah. Yeah, she's up there. And are you still in the 20,000, Lisa?
Yes.
Oh, you're
Okay.
still at 20. Okay.
Okay. Do you
Want
want
me
to
to
go
try
up
the
at all?
25?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah, do 25 just to finish it off.
So what I start feeling is your intention to do this, and I can feel your heart kind of panicking. So just know that something happened before where you're familiar with this frequency.
You know, I keep typing it in and it keeps automatically going to 22.
That's as high as it'll
It
go.
won't go up to 20.
Oh,
Yeah, it won't go
okay.
up to 25. It'll only go up
Okay.
to 22.
Okay. Well, you know, we do have that other exercise that we can try with you, Lisa. You have some sort of a light. Am I correct that we can test? A
Yeah.
lamp?
Yeah. Let me put my phone back up here real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Show everybody what you've got. The theory here is that light is obviously several harmonic levels up from the frequency of sound. So since as we moved up in frequency and sound, we wanted to see what impacts a light would have.
Yeah, I just have one of the heat lamps for a plant light with the reflective background.
Okay.
It gets really hot.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to put this under the chair.
Yeah,
that what you want me
probably
to do?
best. Yeah, just to put it under the chair. We don't want you
Okay.
burning up.
Put you
I
in
like
the
the
hot
heat.
seat.
I'll be good. Yeah, so this is the. Ooh.
And you're going to put it down instead of up, right? How are you going to do
I was
it?
going to place it up because it gets
Good.
pretty hot.
Okay. Yeah, let's try that first and see what happens. I can already feel something energetically.
Let's see. Like, it's just under the chair like this. You
Okay.
can see.
Yeah, I can feel that. It's actually doing something to her breathing.
Yeah, it feels very calming.
You know, and we've talked about when we put like a candle inside the pyramid, it also calms us.
Yeah.
I feel more of like a connection with the sun, actually, with the light underneath here. Like if I was sitting
Exactly.
outside on the porch or something, I kind of feel the warmth of and it's underneath me. But I feel like, yeah, the
But
warmth
it's
of
sure
the sun
doing
outside.
it's doing a lot in the root chakra there. Okay.
Are you guys getting any
Yeah,
readings?
a little in the heart area as well. Kind of like you can feel it, like the heart going up into the throat. There's still something in the throat area that's trying to be released.
I don't know. I get 20 digits. I still get it's high. It's pretty high. Using electronic equipment in the pyramid doesn't work as well as the tuning forks or singing bowls. I have used pyramid sound healing in my wellness clinic. That's Marza. You want to turn your sounding bowl? You said you have that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I have a
let's
singing
try
bowl. Let
that.
me turn the light off before I burn up.
Yeah.
Bill, what'd you get there?
Got her at 54 digits.
Okay. Ooh, 54.
54. Wow.
Wow.
Now, this baby gets pretty loud.
Okay. Love these things. Oh my gosh.
Play it again.
Yeah, it's doing something to your breath again. It's very interesting. With
Hold on a sec.
something with your breathing is very important.
Okay.
Okay, Marcia also says taking ear pods out of ears will
Yours
make a
will
difference.
make a difference, yeah.
No electronics around or in pyramid fields. Been doing it for 30 years. I felt that in my chest, Michael Phillips said about the sound. Go through the back, not the
Not the
front.
front.
Go through the back, not the front.
Not sure what that means.
Oh, maybe go through the back and around instead of going the front. Are you talking clockwise or counterclockwise, Marza? Is that what you're saying with the sound bowl?
I'm not sure.
No comment there.
You
Okay,
try from the
so-
back.
Yeah, let's try from the back.
Oh. A lot louder.
Oh, she's saying put it in the back of your solar plexus.
Put it in the
Behind
back
you.
of my solar plexus.
Mhm,
Behind me?
mhm. This probably
How can
works
I do
better
it
when you're
behind me?
standing. That's what I'm saying. And I don't use AirPods in my pyramid if I'm alone at home. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did this just for experiment purposes. So
I
yeah,
don't think any of us really use metal in there.
Yeah. And Marza, I hope you're a she. I feel bad if that's a male name. Thank you for that. All right. So as you can see, the pyramid obviously intensifies the frequency and the energy of sound, light, and other things in a positive manner. What we're going to do now is we're going to test Lisa's energy outside the pyramid.
Okay.
And just
So
by way of
usually- Yeah.
reference, it was standing outside the pyramid somewhere between 10 and 30,000 before.
And usually people feel really great within the pyramid and they feel excellent, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in the pyramid meditating. Once they get out, it doesn't seem to follow them. So now we're checking her energy after we've done some sound healing to see what happens to her frequency outside. And it's interesting, even once she stepped outside, you can tell, you can feel she was protected within the pyramid and now she's not as protected. You can feel her energy outside, but her energy is pushing more of that light out that we had just filled her with the sound within the pyramid. And now it's going out and about in the world. So this is what's so profound. Bill, what's your number?
It was interesting because it started low and it just kept going up and up and up. And it's finally settled on a number, 1 billion.
So just imagine you're wanting light everywhere. This light will reveal so many things when you have this light everywhere. And so now she's got 1 billion. Her energy's 1 billion of light everywhere. It's going to reveal some things in her area. So we're wanting everyone to do things like this at home to increase their frequency, their vibration of their soul. So that happens everywhere. How do you feel, Lisa?
Definitely. Good. I actually have, I feel, I notice more of a pain in my lower back now. Like it's not hurting. but yeah, I feel like it has been released. And I just feel a lot lighter. And but I did feel a lot calmer when I was inside the pyramid. I feel more focused now, more awake than before when I got in the pyramid.
That's the one other thing. It's as if there was a film on your eyes, and then like the film is being cleared, and there's just such clarity in your vision. And we may say vision in like what we see, but it's also now what you thought was true, was it really true? And now you're really seeing the truth for what it really is. So that's what we're finding by doing this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even like I was at a point in my life where I was getting so overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, but just so busy. I had so many things on my plate and so much to do. And you have to focus on them, but you didn't have the motivation to really do it, and you kind of procrastinate on things, and and I never used to be like that. I was always very focused, and you can kind of feel that lifting, that cloudiness. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed working with this over the last couple of days when I've gone to the gym, my endurance seems to be up. I'm able to go longer and push harder on the elliptical or jog longer or whatever. So there seems to have been a clear increase in my energy.
Would the pyramids without the bionized sand in them have significant rise in energy?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we've done this separately without the bionized sand, and we get similar results whether there's any sand in there or not. I mean, it's going to be more impactful because you have the sand, but all of these sound frequency exercises that we did will be replicable without the sand.
And what about the capstone?
Same thing. They're not going to, again, not as powerful, but you're going to get a similar kind of quantum jump.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge jump from 10,000 to 1 billion. I mean, it's just
you're using it as an antenna to reconnect to your power.
That's right.
And just think about this. Okay, if your frequency is that high within your soul, it's going to make sure your cells within your body are going to be just as high. So you're essentially healing the rest of your body, mind, body, and soul. So just think about that, Jack, for a moment.
Yeah.
So I also did some testing over the weekend with my 2-foot pyramid, which is underneath my massage table. And I put my frequency generator inside the 2-foot pyramid. And I was getting, very substantial numbers just sitting on my massage table.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get similar results.
Right.
Without having to have an 8-foot pyramid.
Right. So one other thing I wanted to just briefly talk about, we've used the Solfeggio frequencies in this exercise today, but other frequency tables that you may want to consider include frequencies from the factor 9 grid, which is based upon the 432 concert A. If you look at all of the frequencies here that are highlighted, you'll notice that the reason this is called the factor 9 grid is because the sum of all of the digits in each of these frequencies sums up to 9. And it's also very fascinating. This is a frequency table that's highlighted in a video called Sonic Geometry. That's a YouTube page that does this, but they show you that 180 is the number of degrees, for example, in a triangle, 360 in a square circle. You get the idea. These are all geometric forms that turn out to be F sharp in this factor 9 grid. as well as some other harmonics. And you end up with all of these frequencies being, when you add them up, their digits all add up to 9. So I think that's, just I'm not a frequency expert by any means, but something that people who know more about this may be able to give us more enlightenment on. But in summary, the 432 Concert A Factor 9 grid was what was used to tune orchestral instruments, including ancient instruments like bowls and so forth, at the 432 Concert A. This was changed after World War II to a Concert A 440, and many people, myself included, who's not terribly sensitive to this, I feel much more peaceful when I'm using the 432 frequency as opposed to the 528, excuse me, or the 440. And one final thing I read over the weekend, which maybe some others who are out there could comment on. Most of us are familiar with the concept of the Schumann resonance frequency, which is 7.83. It's changing slowly, I guess, and so forth. But what's interesting, there is another frequency of the Earth that was determined by an inventor or explorer named Bob Beck back in the 1970s. He planted two 20-foot pieces of metal into the ground and was able to determine the pulse of the Earth itself, which is 9.6. And the reason why that's interesting, with the 432 frequency is the 45th harmonic of 9.6. So it resonates, the 432 frequency, with the frequency of the Earth. And also the 528 frequency that we found in the Solfeggio sequence is the 55th harmonic of 9.6. So more to explore here. I'm sure some people more knowledgeable can help us out with that information, but those are some fascinating facts to consider.
Well, as you can see, Marza says, have had a sound
Yeah,
clinic for
definitely.
30 years. Light needs to be full spectrum to work. The light frequencies are very important using DISHA protocols. DINSHA. So Marza was raised as a medicine man in Sedona, 1916. He knew his light and sound information to answer your question, Michael. Oh, okay. So they're kind of having a conversation there. Jonathan Goldman, Lemurian forks, very powerful within the Stargate Pyramid. So the pink granite box in the
I
Great
use a lot of the
Pyramid
Jonathan
is
Goldman frequency.
okay. A432. Okay. Very awesome. Well,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. Now, one final thing, this will show people, this is an experiment that I did over the weekend, and I'd like to share it with everyone. I did a video where I was actually tapping into, I noticed that when I held the phone at different locations, both inside at the edge or outside and so forth of the pyramid, that I was getting different, sometimes the sound would literally almost disappear. And so I think that has something to do with the vortex field that's most powerful, looks like around the edge of the pyramid itself. So let me pull that up and I'll play it for everyone, and then we can get some commentary. You may want to try this yourself and see if you get similar results. So bear with me. Can everyone see the screen where I'm trying to pull up a?
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yes. So listen to this. See how it cuts off?
This can be heard. Now it's down in volume. Now it's regular. Now it's down in volume. Now it's high again. Now it's down in volume. Now it's regular. Now it's down in volume. Now it's regular. Down in volume. Regular. Down in volume. Regular. Down in volume. Regular. Down in volume. Regular.
So you're
So what-
saying that was going from outside your pyramid, inside your pyramid, outside your pyramid?
Right. It seemed as though what was interesting to me, and people, please try to replicate this, because when I would hold it inside, when I was very close to the edges of my pyramid, the sound would dampen a little bit to the inside and a little bit to the outside. I would find two dampening places. But when I was inside the pyramid and I was holding it inside, you may have noticed that when it was far enough inside, I couldn't hear anything on the tape, even though I was able to hear it sitting inside the pyramid. Now my microphone is sitting, near my my laptop. So nothing definitive here except to say that there's a concept, because this is the geometry of the phi scaling angle, and phi is everywhere in here. There's a concept in acoustics called phi damping, D-A-M-P-I-N-G, which I think may account for this. When you get near the perimeter of a building, there seems to be this damping effect to the extent that phi is built into the native geometry. So more to come, and if somebody knows more about that, please get in touch and give us your feedback on that. But that seems to be something that's going on here as well. So there's clearly some kind of we know this, that there's some sort of a vortex, and I think that vortical field is strongest right around the edge outside perimeter of the pyramid, and that phi damping effect may be what's dampening the sound from these frequencies, because all of the frequencies that this worked for, quite honestly, were frequencies that were harmonics of this 9.6. I used both 432 and 528 to try this out. So anyway, be interested. I'm going to try to do some more research on that as well. So anyway. Well, I think we're probably just about out of time today, but I guess to summarize, we have seen, and these are just amazing numbers, that Lisa's energy before any of these exercises was somewhere between 10 and 30,000. Afterwards, Bill tested her energy at 1 billion. And obviously, as you saw, the fact that we put the frequency generator on the floor seemed to have a profound effect in terms of raising the energy field, both in Lisa and throughout the pyramid. So these are some results that I think we all need to do a little bit more homework on. Lisa, why don't you finish up now that you've had a few minutes to kind of relax and feel this experience? What are you feeling now that's different from when you started?
Yeah, I just feel more focused, more balanced, more motivated. My mental thought is more clear. Yeah, I don't know, you see more of the bigger picture, I guess, kind of like what Lori said. And calm. I think that's what brings the focus, is because you have more of a centered calm to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand more of what's going on. Mm-hmm.
And Lori, I guess you've tried this in your class. Any summary comments on how we, people in the audience should use this information going forward
Well,
for their own healing.
Right, going back to your coronavirus video we did last week, I think it just goes to show if there is a frequency out there that can kill a virus, the Stargate Pyramid is going to intensify it and get rid of it very quickly. So we can do some more testing to find out what that is. But, they've said that this, sound can kill cancer. It can kill, so many different diseases in the body. So I think this is very significant and very important. And we need to look at this a little bit more going forward.
Well, I did send a pyramid to Sherry Edwards, who was the featured guest. I was just a small part of that with Richard Hoagland several weeks ago, but she's been out of town, is getting back today. So I'm hoping maybe to send her a link to this so she can see the dramatic impact the amplification of this seems to have on frequency, and have her start to do some tests on this herself. So Bill, any parting comments?
No, I'm excited. This is cool stuff. And we've got
And
more to come.
Both Bill and Lisa have mentioned about tapping on your thyroid. Can you show where that is to kind of amp up your thyroid?
It's somewhere around
The
here, isn't
thymus
it?
gland.
Yeah, the thymus
The
gland.
thymus gland.
Thymus.
Yeah.
Thymus, not
Oh, thymus
thyroid.
gland. Okay.
That's
It's
okay.
about the size of a golf ball, and it's about a finger's length above your. It's like right in the center of your chest, between your throat and your heart.
Right.
It's a
Right.
little, about the size of a golf ball. You just do a pumping action. If you just tap on it several times, it energizes you throughout the day.
Great.
But as we learned last week, that golf ball size in adolescence turns into fatty tissue over time. And that's what the Stargate Pyramid seems to counteract, and will help to regenerate that thymus tissue as you get older. So that seems to be the key to the immune function. So I guess if we're done for today, I want to thank everyone for participating today. Thank you for listening. As always, tell your friends about Stargate Pyramids, tell them about Pyramid Quest, and tell them also to tune in each and every Monday at noon for Pyramid Quest on the Stargate YouTube page. And also they can follow us directly live using the Zoom link. So as always, I thank you for watching, and you have a great day.